Hello everyone, my name is Craig. Welcome back to You Got Nerfed, and this is a video review of the Nerf Elite 2.0 Stormcharge, a flywheel powered magazine-fed semi-automatic blaster in the Elite 2.0 series, similar to the Strife, but is it better than Strife? Spoiler alert, no, but let's get into a review anyway. Starting out with an overview of the blaster. Starting up front, there is an end strike barrel lug. This is a barrel attachment that came with the blaster, but you can put on whatever barrel you want. Getting up front, there is an end strike tactical rail up front attached to this very small carry handle, but it acts well as a carry handle. Getting to the side, there is an end strike tactical rail on this side, not on the other side, but cool that they have that on there as well. Getting down to the back, this is a stock attachment point down there, so you can add on whatever stock you want. It is finicky as to which stock you can put on there, like the Recon stock will not fit on there. And I don't think my Alpha Trooper stock fit on there. Sorry, my Alpha Trooper stock did not fit on there. I don't think. I did test that one. It did not fit on there either. So it can be compatible with some stocks, not other ones. But this included stock is a little bit short and doesn't really work well for me personally, but maybe it might work for you. I'm a smaller person and this fails to really act well as a stock, but that's just me. Getting down to the grip, this grip is actually pretty comfortable and works pretty well. I have small hands, and by hand grips this very, very well. Great job, Elite 2.0. You actually get a compliment on your grip design. This is actually a pretty comfortable grip as well. Getting down to the bottom is a sling or lanyard mount, so that's awesome. Getting down to the rev trigger, the fire control group, this blaster is semi-auto but flywheel powered, so you will need to hold down the rev trigger for a moment before pulling the main trigger. The rev trigger, I don't really like this design. It's very clicky and it just doesn't, I don't like it a lot, and especially the rev up time with this blaster. Spoiler alert, is a little bit slower than something like a Strife or something like that. It just feels like that it takes a little bit longer to rev up the flywheels to get to max RPM before firing this. I didn't really like touching this rev trigger a lot while doing the testing. I got quite annoyed of that, but technically it works as it's supposed to do. The trigger pull is pretty smooth for Nerf blasters on the market right now. However, it is pretty darn clicky, so I don't really like it, but it works fairly smoothly. And this is mechanically operated semi-automatic trigger, so you'll have to hold down the rev trigger, and when you pull the trigger, you're set to fire only once, not full auto. Right, that's how semi-auto works. Getting down to the magazine release. Magazine release is in the center line, so and a right-handed or left-handed user can strike this magwell however they want. For example, there's the left-hand side. One of these, I prefer a mag release on the side like a Recon or Retaliator, but that's my personal preference. This mag release is actually pretty good. Getting down to the mag well inside, this mag well is not very smooth from this. I don't like this one. This is actually, besides obviously like the Alpha Strike Flight, this is the second worst mag well that I've ever felt out of all the blasters that I own. I think that it's pretty terrible. It doesn't accept all Nerf mags, even though that it should. The mag well is not very smooth, but let's talk about the magazine compatibility with this one. Now, I tested this with pretty much every type of magazine that I own, and I did do some research in this one, so I'm going to give you my results on this one and then tell you what I found out during the research, because my research actually said differently from what these ones were. It took a 22 round worker banana mag just fine. It did not take a worker 15 round honeycomb mag, that one. And what I mean by that one is that it would go in there, it would feed, but it didn't seat, which means that I could pull out the magazine without pressing the mag release in there, that's bad juju, right? But it technically would work in there. And it's just like what we had some of the issues with the X-Shot long shot, how it would technically go, some mags would go in there, but it technically wouldn't and the Aero Warriors Pixelator was the same reason with that. So it didn't technically pat with that one. 18 round stick mag didn't work either, at least in my model. I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers use 18 round stick mags and they work just fine through this. So I don't know if it's a lemon product on mine, but my 18 round stick mag, I had the same issue. It wouldn't fit in there all the way, like the lip was way too far down in there. It would technically fire, but I could also pull it straight out without pressing the mag release. So I don't know if that's my unit or what, but it did not take an 18 round stick mag. It took everything else that I put through it. The 10 round magazine, and this one just feels lower quality than a normal Nerf mag, but it is a Nerf magazine, but I don't like the quality of this either. It could be worse, could be a flight magazine, but this one is still kind of bad anyway. But yeah, I don't really like this magwell or just magazine really with this one, so minus points on Elite 2.0 for this one with it. I just feel like I have defective product because I haven't heard a lot of complaints about that magazine well, and this one, or this magazine, well, actually this magazine, everybody should know, is kind of crap. But getting up to here is an unjamming door. You'll just simply flip this door down and clear out any jams or malfunctions. I didn't have any jams or malfunctions, surprisingly, through my testing procedure with it. And this blaster is flywheel powered, so it is required batteries. This is the battery tray right here. You'll undo one screw and put in 4 AA batteries. The blaster will not operate without these batteries, so do not try. Right? So you'll put in 4 AA batteries and you're ready to go. Getting up to your front here is a place to hold your hand here, but I don't really like this angle. I feel like I should be holding the blaster like here, really, for the second hand on this one, or maybe a little bit further up. This just feels a little too compact for my taste, but that's just me. I don't particularly like that part, but there is also another sling and lanyard mount right here as well. That's all the features I have to go over with the Elite 2.0 Stormcharge. I will say before that, modding potential is there's a little bit of mod potential, maybe not so much as something like a Strife with it, but I have seen some mods done with it, and you could upgrade. I mean, if you're knowledgeable about modding, some blasters could take certain mods, and that one, I didn't write down what mods technically can go through it, but I will mention there is a little bit of mod potential with this blaster, specifically since it being a flywheel power blaster. It can take some normal flywheel upgrades and flywheel mods that you might do to like a Strife or that one, but it does have slightly different internals than a Strife, so be careful with that one. But it doesn't have like 0 mod potential, but it has a little bit with that one. That's everything that I have to go over with the Nerf Elite 2.0 Stormcharge. Let's see it out on the range firing. Starting out with the included magazine and Nerf Elite darts. $12 round Oimeo mag with some Dart Zone waffle head darts. Now some X-Shot waffles. Oh, I made new mistake number 1. I loaded in the magazine backwards and the darts in backwards. Lay whoops. But 12 rounds, X-Shot waffles. Firing analysis and conclusion of the Elite 2.0 Stormcharge. The blaster fired very well, actually. Chrono readings at about 70 FPS, which is right on the Elite par that we can expect from most Nerf blasters on the market. But getting into my personal opinion on the firing performance of this and the rest of the blaster, because objectively it works really, really well, actually. However, my personal opinion on it, I'm not a fan of the rev trigger, or really the main trigger. This magwell's kind of a little bit weird, even though that it technically worked well. I could reload just fine. It just feels gritty and stuff. I just feel like that this is more mechanically sloppy than something like a Strife if you want semi-automatic. I personally like something like a Rapid Strike, but if I am going to go semi-auto, I go something like a Strife. Honestly, with it, I feel like that this is just way more mechanically sloppy than that blaster, and I'd rather use a Strife over the Stormcharge with it. I don't really see any reason why you would pick up this blaster over that one, unless if you really dig this stock or the barrel or something like that. This, well, for Elite 2.0, this actually is surprisingly a solid option considering the series, considering what else is still out there on the market. This is not really that great of an option out there. I couldn't really recommend this to you unless if you, for whatever reason, don't want to get a Strife for that. If you really want Elite 2.0, since this is on the market, it's actually going to be a little bit more expensive than going to go get a Strife right now. You can get a Strife for like $12-15 nowadays. This thing, probably, I think if I recall, ran me like $25 from Walmart. It was actually fairly expensive for this blaster for where I live. This was an expensive package for something that is not that much better than the Stripe. And I could, oh man, I could see already there's a little bit of the plastic that is already starting to break and stuff. Like, you know those little white little indents and marks that go on that show up on plastic when the plastic has been worn and stuff, or dented or something. I'm seeing all of those marks on here, and I barely have touched a blaster on that, or really I've been rough with it. The plastic of this blaster is just not that high quality with it. So I wouldn't really recommend this blaster. I would recommend just go get a Strife. It's cheaper, it works better than this. And personally, my opinion on this blaster, it's kind of mixed, because objectively it actually isn't that bad, but personally for me, I wouldn't recommend it because I think that there's better options out there. If you must go Elite 2.0 and you need a flywheel powered primary, this actually could be a solid pick for you. But like I said, just go get a Strife. If you want full auto, go get a full auto blaster. Something like this one, I'd personally say avoid it. So my opinion on this is actually kind of mixed with it. So those are my recommendations and my opinion on this blaster. Let me know what you all think of the Elite 2.0 Stormcharge in the comments down below. If you did like the video, go ahead and leave it a like. Subscribe for more content like this if you would like. And I'll see you guys in the next video.